have joined forces under the African Democratic Congress in a surprise political move ahead of the 2027 elections. After splitting the opposition vote in 2023, they say this new alliance is aimed at building a stronger challenge to President Bola Tinubu. The coalition has already drawn attention across the country and raised new questions about the future of the PDP, the Labour Party, and the ruling APC. To help us unpack this major political shift, we're joined by political analyst Siju Adeoye. Kedu Siju Adenma?
Hello, good morning. This is Siju speaking here.
Thanks so much for making time for us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. What does this Atiku Obi coalition under the ADC signal about the state of opposition parties and politics in Nigeria, first of all?
Many people argue that it is a good move from the main opposition party, from the likes of the PDP, from the likes of the Labour Party, that they come together to actually dismantle the present government. A lot of people felt that the current president, Bola Tinubu, yes, he was an advocate for democracy. He was elected into power, although some people argue that that was rigged. But some settled for the fact that, because it went to court, the court decided that, the results to be sustained. And, he's since governed the nation since. But many people argue that, it wasn't a free and fair election. And that since he's been elected into government, situations hasn't really changed much in terms of the economy. People are really finding it hard to get by, to live. Not only just that, particularly unemployment, particularly amongst the youth, so there's a bit of dissatisfaction with his government. Yes, there are big projects that he claims that is going on in the country as what they will call a fizzy to, razzmatazz the people that he's doing something. Many people argue that that's just on the surface. When it comes to the real issue, that's not being tackled. Even foreign exchange, for instance, for you to change money from Naira to any currency internationally, you have to pay a hell lot. And the businesses, people resorted to businesses because of unemployment. They are really struggling to make ends meet and to break even. So those are the issues that are on ground that people felt that his government hasn't been successful 2 years in. And they believe that really he shouldn't continue into second term. However, Tinubu administration are fighting desperately to gain a second term. And he's doing everything at every cost to maintain that power come 2027. So a lot of people felt that he's running away from democracy now. I already explained that, they felt that the election was rigged. They believe that he would do everything now that he's in power to stop anybody else to come into power. So these are the battle on ground that they feel that there's not going to be democracy. A lot of politicians establish what he's doing is to speak to them, and they were deflecting to the current reigning party, which is the APC. So that is the struggle at the moment. So the coalition now coming together felt that, they need to unseat him. And the only way they could unseat him is to come together, because if they don't do that, that will divide the votes and that will make him win. However, some people argue that them coming together is actually giving him a straight ticket to win in 2027. So it's neither here or there. And the battle also is, okay, all of them coming together now for 2027, who will be the flag bearer? So there's worry that there will be division when that time comes to select the candidates that will be the flag bearer for the next election. So would it be Atiku? Would it be Peter Obi? Because none of them will give way to each other. Because definitely, the Obi followers, which are called obedient, want Peter Obi to be the flag bearer for the presidency. Whereas Atiku will argue, and his team members will argue that, yes, want to be the flag bearer because of the age of Atiku. For instance, he is 79 at the moment. By the time he's running for the election, he'll be 81. If he's in power for the 4 or 5 years, he'll be 80, 84, 85, So they're arguing that, he's too elderly to run the country. So those are the issues that we are trying to grapple in Nigeria.
Right. And on that point, I mean, he's 78 years old and he's had previous defeats. Is there any realistic path in terms of the strength that he would add to this alliance? And what are young people or young supporters of Peter Obi saying about him?
Well, people, when it comes to, I think people are putting culture into this as well, where they say elder comes first. Not only elder in age, elder in experience. So some people will argue that he was vice president of the country before, So when it comes to choosing who will be the flag bearer, he should rightfully, as the most experienced out of all the group, the people in the coalition, he should be the flag bearer for the presidential candidate for 2027. For the mere fact that he's the most, he's the oldest person there, and the mere fact that he was a vice president before, because of that experience that he had, he should be given the flag bearer of the country. But then, the youngsters are arguing that no way, it's the same old system. We're recycling the same old issue that why is it in Africa only old people are running the country when they're old and tired? So there's a bit of ageism going on there. Either way, either side of the spectrum, there is ageism going on that, it's long overdue that young people are given a chance. I mean, to stand for presidential election, the minimum age is 35, which people believe that it should be younger than that because younger people felt that, they have something to offer and they should be given the chance. And somebody like Peter Obi could do that for them because he was able to, so the most attractive thing about his movement is that he's been able to rally all the youths in Nigeria to be on his side of the movement, and they want to see a younger voice, vibrancy. They felt that, even Bola Tinubu, that he's on his wits end, that he's, and the president before Buhari, that, they are all, elderly, like every now and then they have health issues. They have to travel out of the country to get health, treatment for their health, that sort of thing. They join the health tourism out of the country, whereas they need to build the country and build the health system, so those are the issues that we have, right in front of us.
Siju, thanks for your time again. We're going to leave it there for today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Siju Adeoye is a political analyst joining us to unpack a major political shift in Nigeria. There were two main opposition figures, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, have joined forces under the African Democratic Congress.